Well, let's get right down to it. Big decision from you, and we're trying to get people at home who maybe don't eat, sleep, and breathe this stuff to understand what's really behind you deciding not to go to Calgary to outride.
In the spring, I told myself if I was in the hunt of making Calgary for 2011, that I'd stay home and take care of my own horses and make sure everything stays healthy and I stay hooking, and for my own self too, is driving these horses and just giving myself the best opportunity of making it back as a driver.
And let's talk about the financial side of things too, because that does come as a real financial sacrifice for you.
Yes, with the outriders being short, nowadays, I could have been riding quite a bit in Calgary, and I'm not in quite the shape I used to be in when I was riding quite a few heats, but I'd ride most of them. So yeah, it's going to be a financial hit, but in the end, if I make it back to Calgary as a driver, I'll be making more than what I could be outriding this year.
So then give us an idea, like a dollar amount. If you had if everything went well for you in Calgary, what will some of these guys bring back?
Well, I don't really like to say it, but it'd be around that $10,000.
So let's sort of cover like the dollars and cents of it, but let's talk about maybe, the personal side of it. What's it going to be like for you being at home knowing that, members of your family and guys that you do this with on the regular are out doing it?
Oh, that's going to be really tough. I've been there this would have been my 13th year going there, and I started riding there for my dad at 16 years old. So, he's got the outfits, I think, to do very well there, and it's going to hurt me, if something does go wrong, it's going to bug me, but, that first day, I don't know if I'll be able to listen to races, but I probably will, because I'm hoping he'll do good, and you know what, there's quite a few guys that are going to do good in this association, so I'm hoping that they do what they can.
Let's talk about your dad for a minute. Was this a decision that you talked over with your dad? Was it something that he's touched him light into for you?
I never let him know till about Cold Lake races. I used to hold his leaders, and I kind of told my dad, okay, we better get my brother Logan Gorst holding some leaders here so he gets used to these lead teams and stuff. He wasn't too excited about me missing, but he understands of where I'm coming from and which goals I have, and it's to be a driver, and I want to be a top driver at the Calgary Stampede, so he understands.
So for guys out there, this is a major sacrifice on your part, but what kind of a statement do you think it makes to other drivers that this is how committed that you are to this?
Oh, I'm committed. When I made the switch to start driving and outriding less, I'm here to win, and I was like that in outriding, and I'm very competitive, and you know what? You need to go to Calgary Stampede to get them dollars to be able to compete with these top guys, and ultimately I hope I'm making the right choice, and I hope I can keep climbing.
So then, as far as goals for yourself and things like that, what do you think people can expect to see out of you the rest of this year and next year?
Well, I hope to be at the Final Four in Lloydminster. That's always my goal. There's some really tough outfits, and I hope to be there. And if it's not, well, that's what my path was supposed to be. So ultimately, I hope I can make the top 8 and make Calgary.
Also, something I wanted to ask you about, Brian had mentioned to me the numbers that have, the number of actual people that can qualify to be in Calgary for truck drivers, it's dropped. How has that sort of influenced the way that you guys participate in these kind of events?
Well, in the CPCA, when I first started, there was 18 guys going to Calgary, so it was half and half in the world. Now they cut us down to 14, and now they cut us down to 12, and now it's down to 8, depending on how many guys make it to the top 8 in Calgary. So, there's a lot less drivers, and I feel that we're getting stronger as an association, so ultimately it's getting tougher, which is good though, because it makes us drivers tougher, it makes horses tougher. So ultimately, we need to do better to get some more spots back.
And is there anything that I didn't ask you about yourself or your outfit or anything like that you might want to let people know?
No, I've been trying to work in some new horses, because some of the older horses, they got me there the first year, and I got to work those horses in to be able to compete with these guys at the top. So I've been working on them, and this week off and stuff, when they're in Calgary, I'll be switching some horses into the lead and switching some horses to the other side. So I'm hoping this will help me in the end.
So look out for Logan Gorst, is coming up.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, thank you so much. Really appreciate your time.
Okay.
Very nice to meet you.
Yeah.